Good evening, everyone. It is really, really lovely to be here with you this evening, together with my lovely husband, Charles, who can, I assure you, tell you many, many, many stories about my issues with parking. Many stories about my issues with parking. As was mentioned, I have the absolute privilege of being a Member of Parliament in the southern suburbs of Adelaide, and also of being the Shadow Minister for Multicultural Affairs, amongst other things. I also wanted to say tonight that I'm also here representing our Leader of the Opposition, Peter Malinauskas, and he specifically asked me to send you his apologies for this evening, but also to send you his very best wishes and to welcome all of the people who are newly arriving in our state. I wanted to start tonight by acknowledging that we do gather on Kaurna land, and I wanted to pay our collective respects to Kaurna elders past, present and future, and also acknowledge the traditional, cultural, spiritual and emotional relationship that Kaurna people have with this beautiful land that we're on. I also wanted to acknowledge Mr. Nasser Hussain, President of the Pakistani Australian Connections of SA, and his team and our lovely MCs, and to really say thank you very much for organising this event. And I also wanted to thank all of the other speakers who have spoken tonight for being so generous with your knowledge and your time, and being so open to actually being here for all of the people that are here tonight in the long term. Thank you very much to you all. It is an absolute privilege and a pleasure to be here with you tonight to welcome and to celebrate new members of our community. And I extend my warmest welcome to each and every one of you, and thank you for calling our beautiful state home. Cultural diversity is one of our state's greatest assets, and I thank each of you and your community as a whole for the richness, the vitality and the strength that you do and will bring to the state of South Australia and to South Australian life. Thank you also to Pakistani Australian Connections of SA for all that you do and the Pakistani community in South Australia. I know that your volunteers selflessly and positively assist people through transition with so much practical support, from airport pickups to accommodation and shopping for food, to helping to set up mobile phones, helping to find jobs, helping to set up bank accounts, the list goes on. What is even more special about your organisation is that you continue to support and to empower people after that initial transition. You help new arrivals every day through your deep commitment to creating an inclusive and welcoming environment that supports and empowers your fellow community members to achieve their goals and to achieve their vision for their life here in South Australia. So thank you for all that you do in that regard. I think that these 6 monthly dinners, and I understand that this is the second one, are an absolutely fantastic initiative of Pakistani Australian Connections, as they help to connect new members of our community with various supports and services that are available. I can only imagine how daunting in some ways it must be to make such an enormous move for you and your family, and I really hope that events like these dinners help to reassure you that you are absolutely not and never will be alone here in South Australia. Please know that I and many, many people in our South Australian community are willing to assist you in whatever way we can. Members of Parliament like myself, I think, are a great resource, and I really wanted you to encourage you to contact myself, and I will also leave some of my cards, but also to feel free to help me connect you to your local, state or federal Member of Parliament as well if you do need any sort of assistance. And if they are not able to help you, more often than not, they are a great way to actually find connections to other organisations that can help you as well. State MPs like myself are certainly available to help you with whatever issues you are experiencing, but often the things that we can help you with are issues that include housing, education, healthcare, parking fines, whatever may arise. Federal MPs can also assist with problems around things like Centrelink, Medicare and visas. And just as an example, when I was hearing some of your questions about the zoning of local schools, for instance, I often have community members come to my office and ask for assistance to advocate for them with support letters and to telephone principals, etc., to help resolve issues like that. So really any sort of issues that you experience, please feel free to come to us. I want everyone to have access to everything they need to absolutely, equally and actively participate in every aspect of community life here in South Australia, and I am very happy and very willing to help you all to do so. South Australia is, as all of our speakers have said, an absolutely beautiful place to live, and I really hope that you all grow to love it as much as I do. We have a really long coastline of magnificent beaches, beautiful hills, many restaurants with lots of different types of food, many exciting festivals, which is the reason we are called the Festival State. But most importantly, in my mind, in my heart, we have a very strong sense of community. We are a community where we have big hearts, where we reach out to one another when times are tough, where we walk alongside each other, and where we celebrate the successes of one another. Employment, I know, is of course a really important part of making sure that people can fully participate in our community and indeed in our economy. And I was really proud to be part of our former Labor government when we faced some really difficult times here in South Australia when Holden left our state. We really focused on how we could embrace new and growing industries and how we could really look at how we could support entrepreneurs to actually make jobs here in South Australia. And we did turn around some declining employment figures here in South Australia. I'm very pleased our employment is now steady again. So from opposition here in South Australia, we are really committed to keep working to make sure that everybody here in South Australia can access a job. Jobs are our #1 priority. Employment is, of course, about earning a living and being able to look after yourself and your family, but it is also about a sense of belonging, developing skills, knowledge and experience, and about building further connections and relationships. So having a decent job with a fair wage, having access also to volunteering, is about being able to live with dignity and with respect. So should you need any assistance whatsoever with the job seeking process, although I think we do have an expert here, there are a number of government and community agencies that can help you in that process as well. So please, again, feel free to contact me, feel free to contact other members of Parliament if you do need some help with those connections. So once again, welcome to South Australia, welcome to our community. I very much look forward to getting to know you better and to doing what I can to enable you to embrace our state as home. Thank you very much for having me, and shukriya. Thank you.